strong patriots, you no doubt wish to continue to see the power of America on the world and local stage increase, much the same as we do. They have a proud tradition in history and are pioneers of small business. As such, you may not agree with collectivization and nationalization of industry. However, I think that putting production into the hands of common Americans is something anyone can agree with, and it's better than the same large corporations' domination of our market. Our goals include limiting and eventually eliminating these large corporations. These corporations have a tendency to be incredibly wasteful, indeed even inefficient in the free market. For example, Amazon throwing away tons of unsold brand new commodities, grocery stores and farmers throwing away food, etc. As technology progresses, should not food get cheaper due to the rate at which new technologies can produce it? The same can be applied for all products that are needlessly thrown away. Nay, these corporations instead throw them away to create artificially high prices. Would it not be better at the very least to have restrictions on how much these entities throw away, to reduce waste, to combat artificially high prices and poverty? The APL also wishes to bring back jobs to America and to limit, even halt, corporations' use of cheap labor abroad, creating more jobs for Americans. This as well is something I hope we can all agree on. Finally, the two-party system. We can all recognize that this is absolutely not beneficial for the progression of America in the slightest. At our very core of our government is a system of checks and balances. This is certainly not all negative. However, in this situation where two parties dominate over all others, the system of checks and balances only perpetuates a status quo where neither party gets anything done. This is especially true when both parties have become essentially the opposite of the other, or have at least claimed to be. Whatever the Democrats do, the Republicans dislike, and vice versa. In the system of checks and balances, then, it becomes like this. Democrats get in office, they implement their policies, the population votes for the Republicans next election because they feel the Democrats are inadequate. The Republicans then undo all the Democrats have done and implements their policies. This then repeats with the Democrats getting in office and so on. Obviously, something must be done. However, with the current system, both parties are so entrenched within it that it is nigh impossible to make any meaningful change. With cooperation with other third parties, or even with turncoat Republicans and Democrats themselves, reform could be made if the legislative branch and judiciary is on board. As it stands, however, just the president cannot make any meaningful changes to how our system operates. This is why I ask you, if you support our policies, then you couldn't go wrong with the APL. But if not, I implore you to vote for other candidates that wish to bring change to the very operation of our system. If this is found not to be possible, then the only way to bring radical change to the status quo is through radical action. Once more, these are things I believe most of us can generally agree upon. Thank you for your time.